Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody had a very good lunch. I was just mentioning, Gaurav sir, that our Mangat sir is so passionate. Actually, brought him out of the production. Production is still going on. And we brought him out for this workshop. And in the lunchtime, he just got the time to get into the production back. So he did not have lunch. Hats off to his dedication. This is how actually artists are. They get their tummy filled by this only. So now, guys, we are going to the second phase, a very interesting phase. Till now, we have had a lot of basic hold on the overall stop motion concept. And with that, I've also tried to get you some basics clear, like what are the types of animations and the stuff, why animation, what is animation. So basics are clear. Now what we are trying to do is to get some hands-on, to get some things done by us. And I'm hopeful that in the first half, what we were expecting, that you would have started in that sequence. If you had started in that sequence, you will find it very easy to do the stuff that we are going to do now. We are going to do a lot of stuff now and a lot of live shooting this time. Less of my talking, more of workshop shooting and workshop action we are going to see this time. So if you have made the initial the fish animation, then if you could make a story out of that. So we are done with 2 exercises. Now we are continuing towards metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is what? It is one shape converting into another. So this is such a language, such a powerful language. It's like a poetry that while you see these things, you will start making connections with your own fields. So what samples we will give, it will be very simple one. Those that are at a basic level, which triggers a lot of thoughts in you. So first example that I was mentioning in the first half also would be something like, if we want to educate kids about A for apple, B for ball, some kind of that. Okay? So we can do metamorphosis. It will be letter A, and that is going to transform into apple. And for example, B transforms into ball. And we can even animate that it becomes a ball and then it starts bouncing and animating. So we would like to have patience from you, because what I want is that these animations are done live in front of you. It can be slightly raw, but important thing is if it is made live in front of you, it'll get you hooked and you will feel like doing it instead of doing something and showing you the final result. When things are made in front of you, you have the heart of doing it your hand by yourself. So I would like the connection with the workshop. Our teams are there, and this time I'm also going to introduce you all the participants also. We have 2 groups, all our students, and I'm going to give a short intro, and I'll ask them to come in front of camera for a minute, and then we are going to start the shooting and animation. I'll just connect with them and ask them if they are ready. Yes. Can we have you on the mic and camera, please, from the studio? So, Mangat sir, we want to bring the action to the audience now. All set, 2 teams, all geared up with the new stuff. Just first show them the clay, because this is the new material now introduced. So you can show them. Yeah, please show them. Clay. This is very common in stationery shops. This is the plain dough. See, multicolored. All kids use that. This is a very, very flexible medium to use in stop motion. See, yellow, blue, all the colors. This is actually 6 color set, which is commonly available in the shops. Right.
This is yellow color.
So now
Okay.
over to Mangat sir.
So we are
You, yes.
So we are ready with our setup, and अभी क्या? Okay.
Mangat, if you can introduce with us students also for a moment, you just put the camera one by one on the teams. This is Simran.
Okay. Okay. He's Simran, and अच्छा अपना introduction दो कुछ.
My name is Kushveer Singh.
Kushveer Singh.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Yashmeet Singh.
Yashmeet Singh.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Akash. And Arjun Kumar. Okay. So Arjun and Akash, what are you doing? What are you going to make? I think ये उल्टा रखा है.
क्यों?
कहाँ से? सीधा किधर से? ये कहाँ से बनाओगे? मतलब ऐसा होना चाहिए ना, राइट? मोबाइल का तो ओके, फाइन 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 फाइन. सो अभी थोड़ा बताओ क्या क्या करने वाले हो?
सर यहाँ पे हम ना इसे ए से एप्पल बनाने वाले हैं. एक ही शेप को चेंज करके मतलब.
ओके,
एक
सो
एप्पल की शेप में चेंज करेंगे.
ठीक है. A will be converted into apple. Great.
Yeah.
So let's start.
I think if we can have the similar setup in which Mangat, you keep your camera on top of their mobile so that we can see how the things are being shot. Yeah, this is a very good setting in which you can see the process. Wow, this is a good setting. How about starting quickly, guys? How about starting quickly? Let's animate.
Let's animate. Start. Okay. It will enter and then okay, fine.
Okay, it will enter and then it will convert into apple. Okay.
Okay. Okay, fine. ठीक है.
ऐसे बोल फेंक. अरे नहीं कर दूँ.
Have you started? Oh, just mesh it. दिखाओ, clay दिखाओ. It is soft.
Right, so action going in both the teams. Other team is also trying the same thing. Maybe they can try B for ball or something.
Yes, they are making B for ball.
Oh.
हाँ, ये नहीं, ये मत यूज करो. This is very rough. This is very rough.
Let's quickly make B, guys.
Make B. Make B first and then
हाँ नहीं तो इसको लगा देना ऐसे घूम में रख लेंगे और जैसे एक बंदा होगा ना उसको और कर लेंगे अक्सर नीचे में डालेंगे नीचे गिर
What is your idea?
ऐसा कुछ आइडिया सबके पास बहुत सारी बॉल होंगी यहाँ पे
Okay.
दो तीन आइडिया पहले मोटर बॉल होंगी
हाँ
एक हमने बना रखा है इसके अंदर तो हम क्या करेंगे बाकी सारी बॉल को नीचे धीमे धीमे करके चले जाएंगे तो पहला ए रह जाएगा यहाँ पे
What is the idea? You explain it, Pankaj.
तो यहाँ बहुत सारी बॉल है
Little louder.
अगर यहाँ पे बहुत सारी बॉल ऐसे ही है
Okay.
तो हम क्या करेंगे हमारे दिमाग में एक आइडिया यहाँ पे एक ए है तो हम बाकी सारी बॉल्स को क्या करेंगे धीमे धीमे करके स्टॉप मोशन नीचे नीचे करते रहेंगे जिससे सारी बॉल नीचे आ जाएंगी यहाँ पे पहला ए रह जाएगा बॉल ए से
Okay.
फिर हम उनको ज्वाइन कर देंगे जो एक ए बना देगा
हाँ.
और फिर उस ए से हम एक एप्पल बना देंगे
Right.
नोट करके एप्पल बना देंगे
So first you are going to make a letter, and then it will blend to apple, right? Great.
सारे बहुत ऐसे रख देंगे और सबको नीचे कर देंगे पहले एक ए बना ले यहाँ पे ले रख लो ये तो ऊपर से गिरने बोलेंगे
Parminder sir, if you are there, so there are a couple of questions which are coming.
Yeah.
We can talk about those.
Yes.
There is very interesting question that has been asked.
Yeah.
I will actually rephrase the question.
Yes.
The question is about how do we identify which student is good with animation and who can make career in animation.
Okay. Yes, this is very relevant and interesting question, no doubt. Basically, animation, actually the aptitude or the intelligence has been nowadays broadly divided to make things easier into two parts that we call right brain oriented or left brain oriented. Somebody is very good in logics or somebody is very good in divergent thinking, creative thinking, which after the research of Roger W. Sperry, we start calling it right brain oriented or left brain oriented. So for animation actually, otherwise it in layman's world or in society, it is perceived as being a slightly technical thing. Like they feel that animation is something very technical thing. But character animation, if we talk about, it's highly non-technical thing. It's more of creative, divergent kind of field. So if we want to spot somebody at a very nascent stage, like if somebody comes to us for admission and they like for career guidance, they want to ask that which area they should move towards, we generally take an aptitude test in which we try to figure out that his orientation is more towards logic and mathematics, or it's more towards perceptual visual thinking, towards divergent thinking. So this is one thing that we do consider if we have to suggest a career to anybody. The second very obvious way, which can seem to be very non-academic way, but I think it is sometimes more useful to go by that, is we ask that what a person has been doing in his life and what he would like to do when he is not doing work, like when he was not studying what he used to do, or what subjects he used to like. So from that, we have been a lot of time able to figure out that this person is a right brain oriented kind of personality. If you have been very often into the activities which involves that kind of intelligence. For example, somebody has been very good with sports, has really achieved something in sports, or somebody has been good with dance or even music or such kind of activities which have some creative, even with good photography. So we can generalize that this is a kind of person who would be good in animation. So we cannot spot somebody good in animation that if we start asking him whether you have done animation or what kind of animation you have done. That is not the point. We can, to suggest a career, we can only try to estimate the inclination or the type of intelligence by understanding the type of activities the person has been into, or the activities a person likes, his brain likes. So that is kind of stuff. Otherwise, we have seen that once, another very obvious view is also that if the person who is even asking the question to me right now, if that person is liking animation, he is feeling like, yes, I want to do it. This is also a big signal that yes, he has got that kind of intelligence, that the thing is appealing to him. He wants to do that. So otherwise, once a person is into it, we have developed the methodologies in such a way, because we have been into this for last 25 years and dealing with thousands of students. We have seen that, experimenting with so many students, that we have seen that if right methodologies are adopted, anybody is able to, once he is interested into it, anybody is able to be put into a very good level in the animation stream.
Okay, so there are a couple of more questions. So what I'll do is I'll combine these questions.
Yeah.
What is the right age to get started with animation? That's the first question. And the second one is, at what age should somebody consider taking animation as a profession or a career?
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so first I would cite some examples. So one would be my opinion that, okay, when one should be taking up, or one should be taking as a profession. Let me cite some examples. I will cite some examples for professionalism. Like, I have seen the students after 10th getting professionally involved into it. That is what I have noticed. It is possible that after 10th, otherwise I cannot declare that, okay, 10th is the only age after which you can become professional. It is an art. It is an art just like singing, just like dance. So internationally, we have examples when even the school students are able to create professional animations. And now the world has become so free in terms of, professional setup or professional structure, that we all are having open platforms of online clients and online self-selling or online service selling, that we have spotted a lot of students during 10th, they have been able to create professional animations. And today's generation being very, tech savvy, or you can say game loving, they easily get a hang of the softwares. And after that, if somebody is passionate about developing the skill of animation, the person is. But now I'm going to talk about the constraint. So that said, that you can get professionally before 10th also, and I have seen after 10th also kids getting into it. Now, what is the constraint? Constraint is that serious animation needs serious training. Just like if I say that singing can be done at any age, dancing can be done at any age. Anybody can become professional in dancing and singing at any age. Even for sports, anybody can become professional. Now, there are junior professional tournaments and all is there. So we can be professional at any age in sports also, but to get serious success, seriously professional into it, you need serious training. For that, you would need mentorship. Just like in sports, just like in dance or singing or any similar kind of right brain skills, you need mentorship, a very organized mentorship from professionals. So if you are able to get that, professional mentorship, approximately it's a game of around 12 to 18 months that an individual can get thorough hold on character animation. So this is a benchmark. We have experimented with a lot of students, and we have even built very strong careers of students who were academically not performing well, like in +1 or +2, some compartment is there, they are not clearing, because our education is always accessing the left brain skills. So there's no space for right brain skills acknowledgement. So we have spotted such talents also, that they have fared so well that within this 12 months training, they landed up at technical around Hollywood shows. We have many examples I can name. So they are ones who just landed up at directly selected for Hollywood shows. So it's a matter of around 12 to 18 months of serious training. And the training is very much like any art training in which you are taught exercises. It's not about any rote learning or not about any technical learning. It's about, just like you can assume you are learning cricket, you are learning to bat. So you would be given drills, you will be given exercises, and slowly your skill hones up. So that is how it happens here. You are given step-by-step exercises. I can, if the time will permit, I will even show you some exercises of animation, step by step, how the things are taught, especially in 3D environment. I'll show you that also, how in 12 months, a student can start from a ball, bouncing ball, and at the end reaches a full-fledged Hollywood acting shot. So that will be very interesting to watch. I'll show you later.
Another question is, how can animation help in social awareness? So I think you've already talked quite a bit about how animation can be used for sending out messages.
Yes, that is sure. And right now also, whatever exercise is going on, we will try to create a social message, because after this pixelation will be done, we were thinking about doing some social message. It's very widely used.
And there is one more very interesting question: at what age did you discover animation? So,
What age, personally me, I discovered?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Let me tell you that when I started into this in North India, I was the first graduate of this field actually in 2002, because India is very new in this field, especially the education part of this field. This education entered after 2000. Around 2000, it actually started entering the Indian scenario. Although this particular education is more than 100 years old on international globe, international phase, but in India, it came much later. So I discovered after a lot of effort, because today the situation has fortunately changed, in which the awareness has increased a lot, and it's becoming much easier for you people to come to know about animation still, although there is a lot of struggle. But at my time, it was such a big noise of the traditional careers, which still is about engineering, about all these things. And I actually started with engineering, and I dropped from there and came into this particular education in 2002. So it was much later, not that early, which I was mentioning, that it is possible to spot it much early. But personally for me, I discovered it much later, that my right brain skills are more apt for creative careers like most of the Indians, the parents push everybody to engineering, medicine. So that is what happened with me also. And I discovered later in my life that I should be coming into this. And I have been the first. And rather, this institute to which I belong in North India, this is the very first, very early entrant into this education, nearly 1997. That is why we got a chance to experiment so much that we have developed our own methodologies, our own ways, and collaborated with a lot of international techniques to teach animation to Hollywood level, which is actually the demand of the art in India. Your mic is off, sir. Gaurav sir, your mic is off.
Yes, and I mean there is one. I don't know whether it's a question or a statement. Somebody is saying that we can start a YouTube channel with learning videos
Yes.
after learning this particular session.
Yes, that is interesting. You should do, yeah. You please do it. We will be more than happy, because rather you can use this particular medium and then start making content that how stop motion can be used to teach nursery class, to teach KG class, first class, maybe, a channel on stop motion.
There is another very interesting question. What other skills can help for creating stop motion animation?
What other skills?
Secondary skills or skills that
Secondary
can
skills.
support.
Okay, that's a good question. I'll take it. See, here we are trying to create stop motion, assuming that all are new to the field, and we are teaching in a way so that all of you without any other skill can right away start it, and other skill will easily follow. But if you still have to spot any other skill that one should develop for creating better stop motions, that will be drawing. The one skill I would mention is drawing. You can just develop your basic drawing skills, and it's not very difficult. If you just start doodling, you always keep papers and pencils ready for you on table all the time, waiting for you. Whenever you have time, when you are free, when you want to relax, take the pencil and the paper, start doodling something. Start with doodling. And this doodling is going to develop a lot of your visual skill. Start with simple shapes. Whatever idea is coming onto you, just doodle it rough, and never draw it to show it to somebody or to be assessed by somebody. Feel free, just like a child keeps on speaking without even thinking that it's right or wrong. And he is not bothered if somebody says you're speaking wrong sentence or wrong grammar. It doesn't matter. See, he keeps on speaking. So in that way, just keep on doodling something. This is one skill that will help a lot in the visual fields, stop motion and other related fields also. Even planning for high-end animation also, doodling is going to help. I hope this answers. I think the question gets answered, I guess. Otherwise,
there is one.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Please.
There is very it's sort of a message, and it's a very interesting message. We have among us one of the teachers, most probably, and we have got this message that I run a YouTube channel and I create videos using a whiteboard, most probably a whiteboard and a marker.
Right.
Now I will try stop motion.
Wow,
so we are already encouraging a lot of people to create content.
Yeah,
So
that serves our purpose. Yes. Amazing. So yes, the whiteboard animations can definitely develop into stop motion. Now you can put this camera on the table and you can create a lot of content using stop motion. Thank you for this, acknowledgement of our delivery.
So there are a lot of questions asking how do we add sound. So if you can during maybe this presentation that we are doing or the activity we are doing, if somebody can show us how to add sound to the video.
Yes, we will do that. We will do that. Actually, because here what we are doing at workshop, we are introducing to the tools that are available to everybody. So we have suggested one application. In that application, there is a provision to add sound, and we will demonstrate that. Just like I just demonstrated adding of our own voice. So there was a button of mic over there through which we added our own voice. I'll show that again also to you. And then there is a provision of adding any other background sound from other file also. So I'll show you that in this app. We'll try to add that audio, no issue.
And now we are getting more messages rather than questions in the question box. So we are getting that this is very easy. Anybody can do this. I will also try. And everybody is highly motivated to.
Thanks a lot. Yes, you all can do. So in a moment, let me show you that process of animation teaching. I'll just share my screen, and I am going to show you step-by-step exercises. And those exercises have been put here in reverse order. I had played this particular video before also to show you what is 3D animation. Now I'm going to show you, I'll be sharing the same video because it's on my desktop actually. And I will tell you, basically to show you the step-by-step exercises that are used to teach high-end 3D character animation. Let me share screen. I think screen sharing is disabled. Gaurav sir, can you turn on the screen sharing?
Please try, sir. I have enabled that.
Yes, now it is. Let me share this particular, yeah. Okay, what you are seeing is, it's called a progress reel. When any animator learns the animation, then he shows all the learning that he has gone through. So in this particular video, we can see all the exercises that the student has done from start to end. But the exercises have been put in reverse order. So these are all exercises that we have done, we do at scale. This is actually comes under the category of high-end teaching of animation. So which is not normally covered in colleges and universities because they have to cover a lot of basic stuff. So this becomes a part of advanced or specialization in animation. But this is possible to do for any student. Rather, no prerequisite of any qualification is required. You just have to have slight right orientation, right brain orientation, and that type of inclination. And it starts with the bouncing ball and it ends with the Hollywood level dialogue shot. So I'm going to play it. You just assume that it is in reverse order. That means the last exercise in the 12th month a student did is coming first, and then the earlier one, then the earlier, at the end, it will come, the exercise will come that he did on the first day. Let me see if my audio is also shared. Audio was shared? No, I'm sharing it again.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. You complete me.
अगर हमारा मुन्ना का धावा तोड़ दिया ना, तो साला याद रख हम तुम्हारा कुर्सी तोड़ दूंगा रे.
Okay, what you saw was the last portions of exercises in which we are focusing on performance or acting. So this is kind of the last term, last 3 months that you just saw. Before that, student is taught the mechanics, the animation mechanics, in which he doesn't have to be bothered about facial features. That is why the character that is given doesn't have a face. So here the student learns only about physical movements. So exercises like dance or some acrobatics is given. Now this exercise, there are no arms, and that is also for a reason, because here we want the very basic mechanics to be learned by the students, in which he doesn't get bothered about the arms. So that is why the character is without arms. In this exercise, the character is still simpler even than even that. So not even having any spine or head. There's one ball which is like torso and head combined. It's like having just the feet, legs. Okay, now this was the next term that you just saw. That was related to only body mechanics, the way our body moves or behaves. So before that, that means the first term, the students are just taught about the animation fundamentals, in which rather than focusing on characters, they focus on very simplistic animations of objects. Poses are also part of the first level. This is what I meant. In the first term, main focus is to learn all the principles of animation using basic objects. Now, as I told you that if you want to start these exercises that I mentioned before lunch, you don't have to be bothered about principles of animation, 12 principles of animation. Otherwise, you will not be able to start. So you just start. On the way, you will learn all these things. But when you get into serious study like this one, then you have to grasp all the principles of animation. For example, this particular exercise is teaching the principle of overlapping and follow through. That whenever some flexible things move, they don't move in one go, they overlap. The movements overlap. The pendulum, you can see it's overlapping. So when a student is doing this kind of exercise, he's actually learning the principle of overlapping and follow through, which he's going to use in all the character animations. Like all the exercises that you saw here, like for example, this one, you can see the same overlap that we saw in that pendulum. We can see the same overlap in his spine in this character. So he has learned it in this exercise, but he has applied it in this exercise. Here also, in all the exercises, in all the character animation, this basic concept of overlapping, that the parts of the body move one by one. It's not like a robot. It has to be fluid. So this is taught in this pendulum exercise. Now there is a principle called stretch and squash. That in animation, if things are stretched and squashed, they look more interesting. They look more believable. So you can see that stretch and squash in this ball. And here we learn that principle, which is again applied to all the character animations. If you see, ball is stretching and squashing. I'll play it again. That's why it's looking rubbery and it's looking very much physical. Let me play it. And there are some very root principles which are called timing and spacing. In a way, you have already learned timing and spacing principle if you have started doing the exercise that we have been doing since morning. In these exercises, as we demonstrated, if we want to move something in stop motion, if we keep the object in 2 frames away from each other, it becomes fast. But if for example, in the case of the fish, when we were demonstrating that, if the fishes are moved slightly, the fish, when we play, will feel that fish is going very slow. If we keep the fishes far from the positions, each position is far from the earlier position, the fish will look like it's going very fast. So this is what timing and spacing is. That if you space the drawings or the object far from each other, it'll be fast. The timing will be fast. If it's closely spaced, it'll be slow. So slow in, slow out, timing, spacing, all these principles. Let me again take you to that screen, which I avoided at that time. Let me share my screen again and show you this part. These are the principles, timing and spacing, which you can see while we are teaching that ball. We are teaching that how, if you space, then how it affects the timing. Similarly, slow and slow out is also a similar thing, but it means that whatever starts or stops, there is an acceleration and deceleration. So if something moves, it slowly slows out of it. For example, a car, when it starts, it slows out of the position, and when it applies brake, then it slowly stops. So that is slow in, slow out. Then there's something called follow through and overlapping. That I've already told you that in case of that pendulum, things overlap with each other. They are not fixed and rigid. Most of the objects have overlap with each other. Then there's something called anticipation. Anticipation is what? Let me demonstrate it in this only. If we see, you will notice in the next exercise, when the ball starts, it first squashes itself. So anticipation means getting ready for the action, gathering the energy for the action. It's moving slightly fast. Let me open it another player. If I open it with maybe QuickTime. Yeah, in this I get an option of doing next frame. So if I now do it, see, before shooting up, it is squashing, and now it shoots. You see that? This is called anticipation. So like in cartoons, we see if somebody wants to run in one direction, it's going to gather energy by moving to the other direction and then will shoot to that direction. So that is anticipation, and it's widely used in animation. It makes it very interesting also, and it prepares the viewer for the action, that some action is going to come now. So somebody is anticipating. And very natural example is, if you want to hit a punch on somebody, you cannot just punch like that. You will have to gather energy. You have to anticipate and then punch. So that is one principle which is called anticipation. So these are some basic principles, and then there are others which you may not be able to enjoy right now. We'll learn these slowly when we get into the animation. Rather, this is where we slightly contradict with Bloom's taxonomy, because we say that we learn by doing things. It's not that you first learn all the theory and then do the practice. It's an iterative process. We have to do things. Like if you start doing animation, you will learn much more, rather than if you start studying all the principles and trying to make out what is that, what is this. So instead, that is why we shortlisted. You just need to understand timing and spacing, and you start animating. That's more than good. I'm sorry. So where were we? Let me stop this and let me get back to the exercise. It was here. Yeah. Yes. are initial days exercises. Like this training start with simple bouncing ball. So bouncing ball is the first exercise. Like this is a variation of bouncing ball in which light and heavy balls, two balls are interacting with each other. This makes the base very strong, in which student is able to have full grasp on timing, spacing, slow out, weight, all these things. Easily feel light and one is heavy. Yeah, Gaurav sir, there has been a glitch in the electricity. I'm restarting my PC, but I'm still joining on my mobile.
Sure, sir. Now let me, since I've got some time, let me again go through. So now we are getting a lot of messages rather than questions, as I said.
Yeah.
So there is another motivating message. It's an amazing session. Long time ago, there was a question in my mind how to use my ideas in an effective way. Today, I got a wonderful way. Now, definitely, I will integrate this learning into real life application in my channel.
Thanks a lot. That makes our day, man. That serves our purpose. If we could help you in some way, I know there are a lot of geniuses out there, and we are so grateful that if they in some way are able or are motivated or able to take in something to make some great stuff. And thanks a lot. Yes.
And there is another question. In fact, we also talked about it, pixelation. So,
Yeah.
are we going to look at pixelation or?
Yes, I want to demonstrate it right now.
Okay, sir.
Yes, we'll see. We have a setup. Actually, we have a very large VFX room. We'll move to that room, and we are going to do something over there. How pixelation can be done? Basically, pixelation. We are doing stop motion only when we are doing pixelation. The only difference is that we are using humans. So instead of clay or paper, we are using humans. So we are clicking their pictures and doing stop motion. So we'll do that.
So I think that's the easy raw material. Everybody has a lot of humans to work with.
Yes, you just stand up and start doing stop motion. Great.
And I would also request you, sir, do let us know some small exercises or activities that can be conducted with the students. The teachers can tell the students to do these kind of activities, which actually promotes these kind of learning, these kind of activities, or maybe where somebody can create some sort of stop motion animation.
Yes.
If there are certain activities.
I would suggest that the exercises that we shortlisted for today's workshop that we are telling you, actually these have been selected in a way that these things the students they themselves can also do. Rather, we had planned in such a way that as I was mentioning also in the first half, that it's not about that you making some educational stuff for them. It's about getting them involved in making this animation so that the subject for which you are making, they become more familiar with that subject. For example, if you are making it for some geography or history teaching, so you ask them to make. So it's such a simplistic thing and such a very cool and light thing without any complexity of computer or software or anything, that all these exercises that we are doing, the students should be doing, and rather they may find their hidden talent for animation as well, which they might plan to adopt later on. So the basis for animation is also the stop motion only. So if there were a few questions that at what age animation can be started. So to start early, in early age animation, this is the shortcut. Actually, this is the route. If somebody wants to start very early, adopt stop motion and start making stop motion. It will make you very familiar with all concepts of animation. And when you are matured enough to handle computer and softwares, you will easily replicate all that you have learned in stop motion into the computer. So although the students today are quite computer savvy, and I've seen by class 6th, 7th, they are very familiar with so many softwares. So maybe if some kids have started doing stop motion by class 3, we just conducted one summer workshop in which some international students were also there. And I remember one joining from US. She was from India, NRI, but they are settled in US, and she was in class 3. And I was so happy. She was doing stop motion using her tab. She was given tab and one software like this only. And she showed me. I was so happy. I was conducting that particular workshop was for filming, domestic filmmaking, like mobile filmmaking you had yesterday. So it was something like that I was conducting, but she showed me that. I was so happy. She is in class 3 and she's making such beautiful stop motions. And now such a student, when becomes comfortable with softwares by 5th class or 6th class, the person can actually start making good animations. And talking about professional, by 10th or somewhere around, one can be creating professional stuff also. So I think my PC is back. Let me see if I can, while talking, I'll also try to get back on my PC.
There is a request if we can show. So can you please show one animation of chemical reaction in chemistry?
The animation of chemical reactions.
Yes, animation of a chemical reaction.
My God, that is something I would like to see from you, man. You are a chemistry expert.
So that can be an assignment maybe for assessment purposes.
Because I have not taught you animation. Now I think there some stuff can be coming from your field, from chemistry. There can be so many possibilities, whatever. I remember when I was learning chemistry in the school, Gaurav sir must also agree with me that how we used to go to labs, and many times the things could not be repeated so often for us. For example, if we go through some experiment, we want to understand something, we don't get the opportunity to do it quite, repeatedly. So maybe if you want to, put some very key points of a chemical reaction into focus, for example, the change of colors or, vaporization or vapors of yellow color coming up. These things can even be done in stop motion. Even if I don't talk about the real 3D stuff and very realistic stuff, if I don't talk about, even in stop motion, you can, in a stylized way, highlight those key points of that particular reaction. It'll make the students remember that like anything. If you have ever read about Tony Buzan, who invented the mind map, this was a key point in his research, that human brain is not a very stereotype single track brain, that it is only learning words or text. Human brain is a very all-round kind of thing, which reacts very good when a very holistic message comes, which includes visuals, the colors, the text, the sound, everything. So when you convert any knowledge into such a multimedia stuff, whoever is listening gets a much better impact, long lasting impression of that. So for 3D, for this particular chemical reactions, you can come up with a lot of visual stop motion animations. Unless you learn 3D or 2D stuff, stop motion is good enough for that. All right.
So meanwhile, hello.
Yes.
So meanwhile, we are ready with one video. Just one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we have got something. Wow. Something happening here.
A for apple.
How cool. Wow. Actually, it is becoming out of focus. Can you, Manga, just focus it?
Okay.
Again, come again. Yes. Wow.
So this is A.
Wow. Great. How is it, Gaurav sir? You like it?
It's wonderful. It's difficult to believe it's been created so quickly.
Yeah.
Usually, other methods of animation will take a lot of time to create anything out of that.
Yeah, that's true, Gaurav sir. You know that very well. Toiling with After Effects and a lot of 3D stuff. And look, within half an hour, they've done it.
And just by use of a simple mobile phone and clay and paper, no special equipment required,
Nothing.
this is what motivates, because as somebody rightly mentioned, that anybody can do that.
Anybody can do that.
Kind of idea.
This is so beautiful. Manga sir, thank you for the amazing stuff, and claps for the students who did. You can put them also in the frame.
Yes, Akash
Oh,
and
wow. Gosh, claps.
Arjun. They are still making something else.
Wow, see, you're getting clap from
So
Pooja
we
ma'am.
have now Simran and Yash.
Okay, you made something.
You are not there. So that बंद करो.
Okay. Just settle your camera.
Just a minute.
Thank you, Pooja ma'am.
No. Yes.
All right.
This is not that perfect, but
they're trying to make it ball, and that ball is bouncing out. Okay. So this must be giving idea to everybody. See how it can be used so effectively for education. The primary kids would love it if we make it in front of them. Wow. They will not forget that B is for ball. And A is for apple. Thank you, Pooja ma'am. Thank you for acknowledging. Wow.
So Simran and Yash and of course Kashmir.
Kashmir is in a very artistic mode. Great. Now, Mangat sir, we would like
So now
to.
they are
Yes. So if we have, demonstrated this, I hope everybody got this idea how to make this. We would also now like to give them slight idea of pixelation.
okay.
There were questions also directly talking about the pixelation that are you going to show it. So let's take them into the VFX room and set up something for that. And I think you had thought of one or two ideas also. And you can get into that. While we are talking here, we are having great time with all the audience. And Gaurav said, wow, this is our green room. Great. So we are going to do something here, pixelation, in which we are going to do stop motion, and we will be using humans as the objects. All right, so Shilpa ma'am is thanking everyone in the team. It needs a lot of effort. Yes, I must say that what you are seeing is only the front face. At the back, there is whole team who's working, and like these guys are working, and there are also some back-end members. Mangat sir, if you get an opportunity, just do put Shilpa sir also on the camera, because he is behind making all the infra arrangements here for this event.
Yes, I am with Shirpal sir.
Yeah, just see there. Yeah,
He's now setting up the.
He's working there. See, Shiva sir, just
Shirpal
thank you to him.
say hi.
So he's making all the arrangements for this event.
So we have these
So here
lights.
we have got some very nice environment. Actually, green room gives us facility of removing the background. So if, for example, if we shoot ourselves here and we take it into the computer, it can very easily remove the background, and we can put the person in any scenario, any scene. If you want somebody to be flying in sky, we will shoot him here and will remove the green screen and put that video on top of some footage of sky or clouds. So as simple as that. So that is why green rooms are so much used in the VFX industry. So we have got a very huge green room. We'll do some pixelation exercise here, which if we want, we can also change the by removing the green screen. But what we are going to show here is very much something that you all guys can do. So you please don't get bothered about the instrument here or the green room. You just don't need it for the exercise you are going to do right now. You just need a camera or your smartphone. That's it. Rather nothing else, because you are the model. So you humans are the model. So you get your friends there to make some animation. You staff members or the students. Even this exercise can be very fun with the kids. So we'll demonstrate something, and after that you will get some ideas that yes, you can do with the kids. For example, all the kids are standing in the line, and you want to show that whole of the line is sliding back. So we'll click a photograph and then ask all the kids to step one step back, and then you click the photograph, then step back, then click the photograph, then step back, then click the photograph. Then if you play all the photographs, it'll look like that all the kids are sliding. So it's like a stop motion animation. So here I think they had two stories in mind. So they wanted to do something social. Mangat sir, if you can share the idea, your team had some idea to work about for this pixelation, if you are still hearing me. I think there was one idea about sending the message of how mobile phone distracts a person who is studying. So this was one experiment they wanted to do in front of you now. We'll make a short film or short clip animation on this topic. So what we are going to do is we are going to make a setup in which a student is studying on with a book, and then a mobile phone comes and distracts that student. So I hope that will be interesting. Okay, let's see.
Very relevant story, sir. Extremely relevant story.
Relevant story. So I asked them, this is the idea coming to everybody, because phone is the one thing that is always, they are tussling with. So now we'll make a short animation. They are going to be, one kid will be with a book, and then a phone is going to come and call and distract. All right, they are making their arrangements. So we can continue our talk in the meantime. Any other thing anybody wants to ask while they are getting ready? Okay. And actually, I expect that as we introduce the setup and everything, while they are doing, we are expecting that you all would be doing right now, because we wanted to make it very, very interactive and active session. So you are not just out there listening, you will be doing something. If you feel you don't have an arrangement, you just use your smartphone, just make somebody hold it like this. I've made some animations like that also. I've just put it like this. If you can see my arms, I've just held it like this against the corner of the table and asked the other person to keep moving. And I'm just with my thumb clicking. That's it. And somebody is moving in front of me on the table. And you just end up with an animation. That's it. Animation clip. So simple to create animation. Just have that smartphone, have that application, hold it in your two hands like this with your thumb, keep on clicking in front of you, keep on changing the subject, and that's it. So it's that easy. So maybe you can, while we are waiting for them to arrange, you can just try animating your pen. Your pen is running away, saying, "बहुत हो गया भाई, मैं जा रहा हूँ." And another thing you wanted was how to add audio, right? Let me ask them to demonstrate that. Yes. All right, so onto the floor. Good.
So
Yeah,
yes.
While they are making the arrangement, one of the viewers were asking that if we can show them where to add the audio. Like if somebody can open that same claymation that we just made, the metamorphosis, for example,
Okay.
and
Yes.
just put it in front of your camera, and then let us show from where to add audio.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure, sir.
Please
Just
bring that. I think it was of Akash. All right. So,
here we have this video. This one.
okay, I hope everybody can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
This is okay. So we have this video and we have a mic button.
One mic
This
button.
one.
Yes.
We have to click on that and then record.
This is how we can add voice. I think there is one feature in this.
And
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whatever you speak is going to get recorded.
You can record your voice with this animation. So our voice is recording with the animation. Okay. So let's stop it and done. Here is done. Okay, and then play. Are you no audio? Audio is there, but I think is it audible?
Yes, I think there is one way we can add audio background also. So as we have already demonstrated this, adding the voice through mic, there is a way of adding the audio. If we say audio, we can okay, allow, and then we can put any audio. This is asking for this is the one that we were asking, that it is going to ask for the premium, that is it has restricted this particular feature in this. It is not allowing to add the background sound, and it is asking to pay 500 rupees this particular app, but it is also promising
we have theme music here, we
so
have
many
sound
things, but it
effects.
is in the paid.
Yes, this is in the paid. Okay. So guys, ready? Chalo, let's start. So
All right, let's see the action quickly. Okay, so what is the Manga sir, what is the storyline? It is on the same that we were thinking about distraction from mobile.
okay, first
Manga sir,
yes.
so it
This
is on the
same.
distraction from mobile, right?
Right, this is the same.
Okay, so we will need a table to set up quickly on which the student will be sitting. Let's have it.
जल्दी
Let's have one table.
ये रखो, उठाओ इसको इधर से, टेबल उठाओ, ये जल्दी टेबल लाओ उधर से, टेबल, चेयर, वो चेयर लेके आओ, चेयर, फास्ट, यश, वो चेयर ले आओ एक.
Okay, perfect.
अभी कैमरा में देखो.
And we will need a book and a smartphone. That's it.
Right. थोड़ा आगे. इसको
Maybe the chair can be on the other side of the table. Yeah.
हाँ.
So
और आगे ले लो थोड़ा.
just
आगे ले लो.
meantime, just show how the camera is to be set up.
Sir, camera is on tripod.
Yeah, actually, although we have all the facilities, so we have put on the tripod, but you don't get worried. The only requirement is the way we had to fix the mobile camera on top of the table. Here we just need to fix the camera somewhere. You can find your own place where you can just tie your mobile, or you can just fix your mobile. So that is the only need. For pixelation, you just need to fix your camera or your mobile to on one side, so that we can shoot without moving the camera, so the camera doesn't shake. All right, we need some book that he's reading. We also had that stand, Mangat sir. Maybe we were planning that it's on that stand, maybe.
Yes, yes. It will be on stand.
I think it was on this area of
एक
the
stand रखा है.
फोन का स्टैंड सर
हाँ, फोन का stand रखा है.
It'll look interesting slightly. The mobile phone is on top of that stand and dancing or coming from.
ये white मत लो, dark वाला लो.
हाँ,
ये visible
contrast
होगा,
has to be there.
Right. So mobile stand. Yes. Stand पे रखो.
Yeah, this is stand. Yes, that might look more interesting. It is on top of that, and maybe it's in a corner, and it's coming in front and distracting student who is studying. So, can you show us through the frame how the frame is looking in the mobile? Okay, this is the frame. Okay, that is interesting. All right. Wow. You're right.
थोड़ा सा ना.
Okay, so maybe we should keep the kid, I mean the student, and the book stationary. He should not be moving much.
Right.
So he should not be turning the pages. He should be still. And the idea was that mobile comes to the student and dances, then he pushes it back, and then it again comes to him to distract him. Then he again pushes it back, but he again comes, then he picks it up. Okay, are we good to go? So, Mangat sir, the director of Motu Patlu, the person behind the success of the top running show of India, directing here this animation shot. Motu Patlu, who has so many fans in India. All the kids of India are fan of Motu Patlu show. So, man behind the show. All the skill students feeling lucky. Okay, this is how direction happens. We have to think different ways. Mangat is also thinking different ways. Maybe it's going to come like this or that. Or as earlier thought, it should be on the stand or not. He might be making decisions that what might work better. And this is how things go. This is how direction goes. All right. So this is the groundwork that is important to get the things ready. So we are going to have a look at now the process of pixelation, how to do stop motion using humans. And there are so many things possible which are not possible in live recording. In stop motion, we can do magical stuff, because we are just making changes and then clicking photographs. So there are many magical things: person flying, person becoming something else, person vanishing. So many things are possible in pixelation. Here we are trying to show that inanimate thing becomes live and distracts the person. So Mangat sir, what do you say?
Yes,
the
we have
things-
started.
Good. Okay. Wow. Wow. See, the process has started. He's making changes and shooting has started. Wow.
So we are showing that mobile is shaking at start, and
Okay.
then it will move and come near that kid.
Okay. Perfect.
So click twice. Click twice. Okay.
Wow. So live going on pixelation in front of you.
Hmm?
How slight changes are being made, how shooting is going on.
5-6 बार करो.
The man directing is the
चलो.
of the top show of India.
स्टैंड के साथ लेके जाना. चलो ठीक है, स्टैंड के साथ लेके जाओ. That will be good. हाँ. ठीक है. So it will move with the stand.
Okay.
नहीं स्टैंड के साथ में ही थोड़ा घूम के चला जाएगा. नो इशू. हाँ राइट. एंड वर्टिकल में थोड़ा दिखेगा भी अच्छे से. अभी अभी सिंगल टेक होंगे सारे. चल यश तू स्टडी रहे, पेपर नहीं पलटना, उधर देखता रहे नीचे. नेक्स्ट. क्लिक मूव.
All right.
Click, move,
This is how we
click.
keep moving the
Move.
thing, clicking the photograph. The same process that we used in cutout, same process we used in clay, metamorphosis, same process we are using in pixelation. Although here we are using object as the animation thing, but there are some examples in which we are animating humans only. Yeah, the idea was something like that.
हाँ ले ऐसे पार्ट में राइट और फर्स्ट टेक में ही उठा लेंगे. ठीक है.
So Mangat sir, is it the idea that he picks it up, or otherwise you were thinking that he pushes it back?
No. He will take it and then he will stand, and then table will slide automatically. His chair will slide and he will also slide out.
Okay, let's try. What you think? Okay.
ऐसा ठीक है. अभी शेक नहीं, अभी उसके पास और जाने दो नजदीक. उसके हाथ के पास जाने, इधर से हाँ इस साइड में जाने दो. चलो क्लिक. तेरे शैडो आ रहा है. नेक्स्ट.
I think on the frame. Okay, no, it's okay.
move. Rotation and move. Yes.
Animation does take a lot of patience.
And
Have
rotation.
patience.
Right. Good. हाँ नहीं जलाना नहीं है अभी जस्ट वो रहेगा वहां पे एंड देन शेक एट देयर like he's the mobile is calling the kid. No, go more close. Go more close. More close.
Okay, now we want to show that how mobile is inviting. Is ringing.
Rotate little more. हाँ ऐसे right ऐसे.
इसको देके शेक करेंगे.
हाँ. चलो next. हाँ आप हाँ ये शेक होगा then you will smile. हाँ लगेगा पता चलेगा. No issue.
The person should not be moving. It'll,
Yes, control.
the book should be static. The student should be static.
Keep this book static, please. No. Yes, more shake. Yes, start looking toward it. Not in one frame. At least take at least 2 frames. सर थोड़ा ऊपर उठा ले and then smile. Your mobile which is अभी सीधा कर दो. More smile. Yes. Yes. Okay. हाँ हाथ एक फ्रेम में मत लेके आओ. लाइट नहीं लाइट ऑन करने की जरूरत नहीं बिकॉज़ वो दिखेगी नहीं. Light is not visible in this camera. Okay, so don't do that. So click. Smile. Hold that smile. हाँ उठाओ. ऊपर लो थोड़ा सा. फेस ऊपर करो. एक मिनट. हाँ अभी थोड़ा ऊपर ही रखना फेस. अभी तू एंजॉय कर रहा है उसमें. अभी बुक को क्या करो, बुक को फोल्ड करो धीरे. हाँ बुक अपने आप फोल्ड हो रही है. बुक अपने आप फोल्ड होगी. तू अपना
ऐसे रखे कोई और असिस्ट करे. Somebody else should assist.
हाँ आकाश. हाँ यस.
Maybe you can put something below that to assist.
नहीं तू आ रहा है कैमरा में. यस. नहीं आ रहा है तू. अच्छा चल बैठ. बट यार तेरा पोजीशन हिलेगा ना. तेरा पोजीशन हिल गया.
I think if we can put something below the book. Okay, he is hiding it.
Yes. Yes.
Don't put the cover over there. Now he must
Okay.
match. He must match the
Akash,
pose.
just help him. कोई नहीं चलो.
Now the main actor should match the pose he was in.
Click. Just इसका previous image देख सकते हैं. Previous image देख सकते हैं. Because उसका position और उसका pose क्या था ना, थोड़ा. यश, नहीं ठीक है, बस वो दोनों हाथ से मोबाइल पकड़ के रख, राइट, और with that smile, got your mobile. Click again. Can we delete that previous frame?
I think we can try that.
Okay. Fold more. Yes. More. Keep going.
Book is getting close slowly.
Close. More. Click. Yes. Done. अभी आकाश, बुक को अभी, नहीं बैठे रहो अभी. आकाश ओह, ओके. No, just now, we have to do just slide the table and he will stand up, and then chair will also slide. Okay, and he will also slide. He will slide on 1 foot. Okay, 1 foot. हाँ, अभी टेबल. नो पहले टेबल. ठीक है, चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट. देखो पहले फ्रेम देखो. हाँ बस. सॉरी. क्लिक. ओके. क्लिक.
He's moving very fast.
हाँ, कुछ ज्यादा फास्ट हो गया.
चलो कोई नहीं, he'll go very fast. Anyways.
Okay.
Push.
So
He'll disappear.
Just stand up. Yes.
One by one.
At least in 5-6 frame.
His
Right.
his quadriceps.
We will have to push back the camera also. We have to push back the camera also.
Step by step.
Step में, हाँ? Step में. Slowly.
One by one. You keep standing. He should keep standing there.
Can we drag it back? Drag it back, because his feet should.
He's not coming in the frame.
एक मिनट आएगा ना, थोड़ा करो. चलो.
Maybe we can push him also back or not.
हाँ. Click. अरे तू इधर की देख रहा है. तू गेम अपना मोबाइल में. हाँ. यस. Now can we show? Can we push back? more.
Maybe he can go back. He can also go back.
Right.
He can be slided back.
अभी वो चेयर को मूव करवाओ. Chair will slide, and then you'll have to move back, and then हाँ किधर लेके जाएगा? ठीक है चलो. इसको लाइट को हटाओ यार. क्या टेक लुक कैमरामैन.
Slowly, it may affect the lighting.
चलो ठीक है. Keep it. No issue. No. Keep it. No issue. Yes. चलो चेयर को लेके जाओ.
Okay, one by one, timing and spacing the object, clicking the photograph. Object is going out.
Yes, smile. दोनों हाथ लगा ले. अभी दोनों हाथ धीरे दोनों हाथ लगा. Click. And now move back. Single step. Suppose अरे यार. हाँ अभी हम क्या दिखाने वाले हैं? इसी पोज में स्लाइड हो रहा है. पोज नहीं
स्लाइड हो रहा है, स्टेप नहीं लेना.
जस्ट स्लाइड हो रहा है. ठीक है. तो तेरा जो आर्म्स हैं मोबाइल होल्ड किया वो ऐसे ही रहेगा. जस्ट
He has to remain in the same pose.
फेस इधर ही रहेगा. ठीक है. बैक.
And the foot also the same way. You know, he's taking step. Tell him not to take step.
पैर दोनों ऐसे
Yes.
जाएगा.
It should look like that he's slipping back.
क्लिक. तू हिला मत. अरे टेबल बाहर लो. ये step back.
Now this is the way. In this way we can make anybody slip and slide.
now turn. Slowly and same way.
Step by step.
बस अभी यहाँ से सीधा निकलना है उधर. ऐसे स्लाइड ऐसे सेम जैसे अभी कर रहा था. स्लो. हाँ.
Now this is the stop motion going on, guys, using human as the object. It'll look like that he's just sliding. We'll see the video now. I'll also play this video on my own computer.
Done.
Out of the frame, I think he has gone.
Click. Out.
Wow, great.
Yes, done.
Wow.
Click it. Okay, let's
Have a look, man. Exciting moment.
what we have did.
Wow. Frame rate. We can change the frame rate in this. Guys, you can see here. It was 5 frames per second, I guess. Now it's 10 frames per second.
Can we
Rewind play.
rewind?
Just cover it better.
नहीं ठीक है उतना. Okay, ठीक है.
Yes. Shanaz, ma'am, we are also excited about the result. Yeah. All right.
There are lots of light fluctuation.
Yeah, there are some small things, but the idea is getting very clear because in the frame we could see those two lights coming. But we get the idea clear. It is interesting. Everybody would enjoy it. It's like an interesting animation.
Right.
Now mobile comes and the
Appears to be very
people,
interesting the way mobile
everything
phone
goes
moves around.
away, book goes away. It's really fun. Wow. So in real time, we have created it. Wow, amazing. Great. Wow, great. Thank you, Mangal sir. Let's have everybody stand together. We'll clap for them. Wow, let's have them all stand together.
Clap, just
Wow, amazing. We are going to clap for you.
well done, guys. Well done.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Very well done.
It was interesting, very interesting. What do you say, Gaurav sir?
Excellent, sir. Very nice. And the first time, I think this is the first time we have had this kind of a session where online we are doing a workshop, and it gives
Yeah.
almost the feeling as if we are doing it hands-on.
Yeah, we are having that feel, it's really, I'm also so much enjoying it. We also couldn't, have, were doubtful that if it would be possible to give the feel of live workshop sitting online, but I think that to some extent it is good. Wow. Amazing.
So, guys, what's next?
Thank you. Okay, they also want to do another one. Gaurav sir, I think it's 350.
Right.
I think
It's
we are
350,
short of time. Actually, there are a lot
nobody
of
wants
ideas,
to.
but we are running short of time. And there are so many thanks coming from Chenaz ma'am, Vijiha, and everybody's saying thank you. Thank you, all of you. And yes, I hope that everybody would enjoy it so much. And whoever brings it to practice, it is going to make a lot of interesting difference in their academic field or functional field. Okay, they are giving us a wow, we are getting a selfie. Wow. Yay. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Amazing. So thank you, Mangal sir. Thank you for all your experience and all the amazing stuff that you showed. It's all because of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So we are very hopeful that the purpose of this workshop has served to some extent. If you all bring into your lives whatever you have learned today, and as we were targeting that by the end of the day, by the end of the session, you all would be animators. And I think you all are animators now. Looking at the simple process, I think you will be easily able to initiate it. You will be easily start animating if you feel comfortable with cutout, you feel comfortable with clay, you feel comfortable with pixelation, you choose any medium, and please, please, please start right away. Today evening, it was our target that right today evening, everybody of you would be animating. And we want to see your stuff. We'll be sharing, Gaurav sir is going to share you a drive link, and we want all of you to put your films there, and we would love to see them, appreciate them, give some expert advice, ask expert advice from Mangar, and he will be directly, the director of Motu Patlu would directly be sharing comments on your films, on your clips. So we can do that much for you to encourage you. And if we really find some reels good, we'll even feature them on our own websites that is from such and such school. And if it's possible, after the end of each clip, you put the name of your school or organization from where it has been made. And that can also be done using pixelation or the stop motion. You will just put the letters and then click photograph, and it slowly compile your title name. So I think Gaurav sir, it is good to go, sufficient.
So we don't feel like closing the session as of now. We want to continue it for as long as possible, and but obviously time doesn't permit that. But still, it was a wonderful experience. This is the first time we have had this kind of an interactive session. We had always planned to do something interactive online, but we were limited in different ways. But
Yes.
this is a good start. This is a nice topic to start with, and in fact, we got a lot more questions in this particular session, but they were very similar, and most of them were already answered during the session. Most of the questions were, by the time I could actually finish reading the question, it was already answered. And now we are getting so many.
One thing might be coming in somebody's mind, like being, even if some CBSE authorities are there, they create such an amazing stuff, they are on top of such an amazing stuff, the content, which can be very nicely animated. They are the owners or creators of content. So creating animation content out of that stuff will be very, very useful and worthwhile, which was one of our back-end dream, that when we are talking about this, maybe some nice stuff gets created from India, from CBSE, certainty. But another thing is, there is a similar question coming in many people's mind, that how this content can be brought into the picture of international community. Like what we have seen is international content coming to India. We have seen our own kids, getting exposed to international content first, then Indian content. But now is the time that we Indians create content and we go put it in front of the international audience. So there are many mediums. So one medium which we are very familiar, and rather it is something that we want all Indians to make use of, is Ace Fair. Ace Fair is a Korean Ace event in which the content is an exhibition of content. So we would suggest that whoever creates in India is an excellent platform on which we can easily push Indian content. So anybody might be having this kind of question, that, okay, if we Indians create content, anybody content, like you already told me some of, very good professionals who are already creating content on whiteboard, and they are having, after listening to all this, they are having this idea that now they can animate it. So there must be many good professional people listening to what we are talking here. They might be thinking that, okay, we are creating very good content. Why Western people or other people pushing their content into India? Why we do push our content to the world? So we have discovered this platform very good, that is Ace Fair, through which we can this, and rather I don't know if it's possible, like incidentally, who's heading that Ace Fair expeditions, he is also in the group right now. Vineet sir is doing all this good stuff of pushing the content. I don't know if it's possible to get him talk or not. Gaurav sir, I don't know if it's possible or not.
Certainly, sir, we can have Vinit sir if he is available.
Yeah, because he is after this spirit that why don't we push Indian content to the international audience, especially animated content. Vinit sir, are you there? Just check if Vinit sir is there and he can just put in 2 or 3 minutes are left, and maybe he can add on something to the Indian enthusiasts, that how they can, with this basic knowledge, how can they create content, and maybe they can push to the international audience through this one gateway that already we have spotted, that is Asphere Korea, which is very good for pushing Indian content. I'll just check in 1 or 2 minutes. If it's not, then we'll just find out. If there is any other question, you can shoot to make use of last 1 or 2 minutes.
Sir, I think we are a little bit off on time. Let me just showcase the feedback form and talk to the participants regarding
Yeah, I think
two
Vinit sir is
important
there.
parameters. Okay.
Okay, sir, we have only 1 or 2 minutes. Basically, I was wishing that maybe I just introduce that, yes, we can create Indian content and we can push it to the world, because with this basic knowledge, I could hear many enthusiasts. They are coming up with the ideas. They are already doing animation, creating content using whiteboard. And now they are getting the idea that, okay, we can make animations and we can create, they're already creating content for YouTube. So I see potential content creators in India. So maybe you have been helping so many people for so many years put their content to international platforms. So is it possible to put in 2-3 minutes for this?
Sure. I'll just explain in brief. See, basically, there are so many content fairs or marketplaces across the world, and people are easily able to buy and sell content. So initially, we start feeling that is some large-scale companies only which can do it. In fact, a single creator or a set of creators can also join hands to create a brand of content. And content, when they sell content, there is something called technical content or educational content. So if you create animations, or anyway, it's not compulsory that you create animations. So if you kind of give some of the best lessons in the world for a certain domain, like maybe the best physics lessons or the best chemistry lessons by animating and making it fun. So there is a market out there which will license your content to show in their school. So there are buyers. So there could be, the buyers could be brokers or schools directly. So you have to just go out and push out content to them, suggest content to them. So when you go to a marketplace, and now, for example, we go to Asphere in Korea every year, because not for any other reason, but because that was the cheapest fair in the world to participate in. So just for $1,600, they were giving us stall, hotel stay, pick and drop right from the airport to 400 kilometers away, and even were reimbursing 50% of the ticket. So, which means participating in that fair is not difficult. And there is market. There is a market. Only Indian content makers have to realize that the market is international. It's not just India. Usually we are very happy when we sell in India. Even Byju's is largely selling only in India. I have approached them many times that they should go out. Even CBSE can create a content. They can become like Amul. Amul has done for the milkmen. So CBSE can also create a set of content derived from their own teachers. So teachers can benefit from that, and CBSE can sell all that as a whole. So many possibilities and ideas are there.
Thank you, sir. Sorry to cut you short. We would have been very much interested in listening to your words of wisdom. But since we are running a little short on time, let me share the feedback form with the participants. And there is another announcement for all the participants who had been participating in these competency building programs. Here is the feedback form for today's session. You can take a screenshot and go ahead and complete the feedback form which is there. Now, regarding the certification, there has been a lot of queries and questions regarding how to get the certificate, how to download the certificate. So for that, I need to basically point out that we'll have a small assessment for the participants who have taken any of these sessions. So since we have conducted these 4 sessions, so there'll be 4 separate assessments. Any participant who has participated in any specific one can take that assessment. The participants who have participated in multiple sessions will need to take multiple assessments. Now, the information and instruction regarding the assessment and the certification after that will be shared on the same registration page. The link where you had gone earlier to register yourself for the session, if you remember the notification that you might have received for different sessions which were conducted on 10th of April, 11th, 17th, and 18th of April, you can directly go back to that page, and this information will be updated by 6 p.m. on 19th April, that is by tomorrow. So by tomorrow, 6 p.m., this information regarding the link to your assessment as well as the instruction for assessment and certification will be available. And we would also inform you how you can get your certificate with your correct information, your name, because we had received a lot of registrations in which there were a lot of spelling mistakes. Some of the information was not correct, even email IDs were not right. So just to make sure everything is entered correctly, we will, in your assessment form itself, we will capture the details again where you can fill in all the details. So again, I will repeat, to get the instructions and the link for the assessment, go back to the registration link for your respective session. If you have taken more than one session, you will have to go for more than one assessment. One assessment for 1 day of session. And the information will be available on the registration link itself after 6 p.m. tomorrow, that is 19th of April. So with this, I would like to close the session. I would like to thank our mentor, Parminder sir, Mangat sir. Thanks a lot for your wonderful session that we had, and participants are still full of energy and they want to continue, but let's keep it for some other time, and let's hope to have a workshop, hands-on workshop, in
Yes,
fact,
yes,
later on.
we will wait.
Sure, sure.
Thank you, sir. And thanks to all the participants. Thank you.
All right.